I didn't lose everything. I gave it away. Little by little. Years of choices I didn't question. People I didn't challenge. Comforts I didn't earn. What I built was a version of myself I couldn't respect. I was clever. I was articulate. But I was lying. To myself. To the people listening to me. I called it wisdom. But it was just a well-dressed surrender. Now I'm walking away from the people who stopped trying, from the version of me that made failure look romantic. This is what it looks like to start over. No plan B, no help coming. Just one life, and finally, it's my own. Let's begin. Good morning, Copenhagen, or the internet, I guess. Oh, it was raining all night. I didn't get to edit the first video, so I guess I'll do that here in the morning because I just checked out the forecast and it's gonna be raining for a few hours still. I don't know. I had some plans today, but honestly, I just want to finish editing the first video and just relax a bit. So yeah. Good morning. Oh yeah, let's just get that shit down first before I open. I don't want it all in here. Oh, the lens is all fogged up. It's like 91% humidity in here. It's not really gonna look any good no matter what I do. Yeah. I edited for hours yesterday, but I only just finished like an hour ago, and then I started rendering, and of course I didn't want to waste any time, so I've just been packing everything down. You can't really see anything much left here. I got the jacket down here in the bottom compartment, and the sleeping bag up here, which I think is a lot better. So I'm keeping dirty clothes down there in that compartment and the jacket, and then everything else in here. So more efficient, better weight distribution. You want as much weight furthest down in the backpack, closest to the spine. So yeah, just gotta pack down the tent, pack down the rest of this stuff, and then we're heading off to the grocery store from yesterday to get some rolled oats, some milk, make some tea, relax. Good morning, guys. Dental hygiene, guys. I'm telling you. I got a tongue scraper as well. I just can't show you guys. I only got one hand. So everything is ready, and we're heading off to the welfare fucking office. Yeah, I hate it. I hate that place. It's just in case, guys. Just in case. I'm on my own here, right? Maybe I'll get some food before I go, though. I'm not quite sure yet. It's not the ideal breakfast, but it's like 250, 300 calories, but I don't have time for it. I gotta go to the welfare place before it closes. It's not so bad, huh? Just waiting for the Tesla right now. It tastes like childhood. It's even high in protein somehow. That spot right there, man. Before there was a garbage bin there, one time I had to panhandle and I did it there. It was with my second ex. Only time I ever panhandled in my life. It certainly isn't worth it. You don't get anything. At least not if you're young. I have one comment. It does not feel like an S train without the blue upholstery. There used to be this type of blue upholstery. They switched it out. I don't like it. But I guess it was about time, man. Those things ain't. My God, I've walked this path so many times. I've biked it as well. Going to the broke folks home. I just talked to a very nice and humane welfare worker. Typically they're all robots, you know, but I talked to this nice lady and she basically showed me that this welfare shit has only gotten worse, more bureaucratic and difficult, and there's all kinds of shit you gotta do, and like you gotta work 37 hours a week just to get that, you know, pathetic amount of money. So really she told me that what I should be doing is just sign up for an education. I think I got some pretty good ideas today. First of all, I'm gonna apply for different educations because yeah, I can just get the money quicker and I can potentially do remote studying, so I can just, you know, just get money without actually having to do much. Like I could just live outdoors, study remote, at least until I can afford like a decent electric vehicle so I can start doing deliveries and making even more money, right? They're called duer. En due, flere duer. I still have to go talk to the, what do you call it, the debt office or whatever. I have to go talk to him because I was actually wanted. Yeah, I was wanted as in by the police, but I'd already bought the plane ticket and I figured, you know, either they're gonna come arrest me in the airport, not because I've done some grand offense or anything, just because I owe money. I didn't go to debt court on the day that they gave me because, you know, I wasn't in the country, and also I couldn't log into their systems because they changed from the old Easy ID to something called My ID, and yeah, you know, this bureaucracy shit. So I couldn't even access my official digital mail from the government. But yeah, I got all of that fixed today. I got a bunch of other things fixed today. So tomorrow, all I gotta do is I gotta go to this building about debt and just tell them that I still ain't got shit. It's the same thing. I've been to this place 2 or 3 times. It's like, do you have any cars? Do you have any investments? Do you have... No, bruh, I don't got shit. I got 400 krona. I got 400 krona. What do you want from me, man? Yeah, I just gotta go there, tell them I ain't got shit, and you know, I'll have another 3 or 4 years of peace before they eventually want me to meet up again. So yeah, that's for tomorrow. Then I can rest easy. I won't get arrested for anything, you know? Everything's changing. It's not just the system. Like, I used to be able to get into the nice part of you know, the welfare system where it's basically for the people that the government has accepted that there's no chance for ever rehabilitating them and getting them into the system. Either they've done away with that or they've made it more difficult to access because it seems that it's all the same. And like, it used to be you had to do 25 hours of labor or what. I mean, it didn't really turn out to be labor, all of it. Some of it was just hanging out and sitting around, but you had to go tend to these like areas in nature to get your money, and I'm not interested. Like, for me, applying for welfare is just in case that I either don't get in on some education or I don't get a job in the next few weeks. There's still a few things that I have to apply for and you know, some paperwork that I have to fix in order to be able to work again with the types of jobs I want to work with, you know, the delivery app stuff, Uber Eats and whatever they're all called. The good thing about the Danish government buildings is everything there is free. You can get coffee and hot cocoa, but you can also fill up your water. So I saved a bit there on water. Camping wise, kind of an interesting day. Not really a lot happening. Just going back to Amagerfjell, waiting for this S train is gonna be here in a minute. Yeah, not a whole lot today. It's definitely not going to be an hour-long video, that's for sure. Gotta get something to eat. There we go, the old upholstery. That's what I remember. Damn, all these beautiful girls, man. They're all over the place. I've had enough heartbreak. Stop tempting me, alright? I have not been here in a very long time, guys. I used to drive here every day. Picking up my ex from her job. She worked down here by the water. I think I'm gonna camp there. I kinda need to shower and I still don't have a gym membership, so good old ocean it is, I guess. God damn this piece of shit bike. I put the other bike back where I found it, and then this one was the only one there that was unlocked. So I just went for it, but look, man. It just tore this shit off. Because this shit is uncovered. This is an heirloom, man. I can't be destroying that. I'm gonna save this scrap. I'm gonna find out where it has to be attached. They smell amazing, dude. There's bees here everywhere. Oh my god, and the smell. Really reminds me of Denmark in the summer. I decided to venture over here. I haven't actually ridden over here on this side of the road. I was over there before. Yeah, I don't want to ride by all the cars. Okay, so I'm gonna be eating rolled oats with milk. And normally, oh, we got some rollerbladers. Check it out. But yeah, normally when I eat this, I always eat it with cane sugar, you know, to give it some sweetness. Because rolled oats, you know, can I have some oats, my brother? It's not the most appealing. So yeah, I'm just heating up some honey and just a little bit of water to dilute it. I don't want to bring it to a boil. Honestly, this right here is sufficient. So I'm gonna remove it and turn this off again. Because yeah, I just needed to dilute. So I got some honey water here that isn't boiling. Very important. And then I got my oats. check it out. We got some rolled oats, and they're organic. That's what it's called. We have 3 extra letters in the Danish alphabet. A, that's this one, and O. And yeah, in products typically means økologisk or organic. But yeah, let's have some good old, like, this is Danish breakfast. Minus this whole thing. This is just a life hack. But yeah, this. And then I bought, normally I prefer what they call let milk, or the one that is, I think it's 1.5 or something. But listen, I got an eating disorder. I just need calories. So I paid the extra 1 krona or whatever to get a bit of extra calories. Yeah, hey, let me mix it up and I'll be back with you. Okay, that's what we got. I got you can get them finvalset or grovvalset, which is like finely destroyed or like flattened, or these ones, they're kind of coarse, like it's bigger pieces. But I like it. I need quite a bit of this. I mean, it has like 360 some calories per 100 gram, and I haven't really eaten anything except for 200 and whatever calories today, so yeah, I need to eat basically more than half of this back today, ideally. I know my appetite is not gonna facilitate that, so I'm just gonna eat as much as possible. Let's see here. I am kind of hungry. Yeah. How much is that? That's like a bit more, like that. Yeah, I just kind of need to force it down, you know. Close this thing up again. I don't like this. This is just a paper bag for the rolled oats. It's not really ideal for transport. Really, for security, I need to get a plastic bag and wrap it. But yeah, we got cold milk still. So I guess I'm gonna make some tea on the side while I'm at it. Let me just film this. I gotta get a taste of Danish milk for the first time since, well, I guess since Holland. But that was just a Danish brand. It was technically it was still Dutch. So let's see here. This is what milk is supposed to taste like. I mean, I don't like this brand particularly. It's like the monopoly that bought all the other dairies. But hey, still Danish milk. Let's get it. Alright, I got about half the milk left. Gotta use it before it heats up. Oh yeah, and just to give you an idea of where I am, sorry. I'm right here. My ex used to work, she used to work right there in that building. And I used to come pick her up. So I really like this area. I spend a lot of time here. Sorry about the wind. But yeah, let's light this thing up again. So many beautiful girls, man. I'm getting distracted all the time. Blondes on bicycles, and tall girls, and Arab girls, and yeah, there's a ton of good stuff here. But legitimately, I'm gonna stick to myself, guys. Even if it's gonna be difficult. Alright, let's partake. First food of the day. Well, it's definitely not cold. It does have some sweetness from the honey, though. I just gotta get some calories, man. I guess this is as good a time as ever to show you a piece of my kit here that I've been wanting to show you. Got the tea in there. Let that simmer for a bit. and eat some more of this. But yeah, let me show you the kit. So basically all of this stuff is titanium. I got it cheap off of AliExpress, and it is actually titanium, it's not some bullshit. I don't buy stuff from AliExpress if it doesn't have good ratings and good reviews. But yeah, I got my chopsticks, knife, fork, a little cleaner for the straw that also comes, which is amazing. I use this a lot for drinking soda. And then the titanium toothpick was also a part of that kit, but it makes more sense to keep in the Trangia. And then it just comes in this little fabric bag. It is incredibly light. I really like it. I do have some bigger knives with me, all packed down because of knife laws and regulations. I don't want to end in prison, so those are packed down, and I don't need to cook, so they remain packed down. Tea's gonna be ready any minute, and I'm just gonna keep eating. Man, I wonder what all these runners are running from. It doesn't just seem like running to me all the time, you know? Sure, some of them, they're just regular runners, but people are so troubled in society. I don't know if you heard any of that or if I covered the mic there. Yeah, it sure seems runners are running from something. Maybe a life that was never meant for them. See, there we go. Well, I'm not running. Ah, shit. I've made quite the miscalculation in how much tea I'd like. I think we're gonna redo this one. I'm craving some tea. Yeah, where is this one? I need mo. Mo tea, mo quicker, mo now. Alright. I'm damn near out of water. Well, there's a place over here where I could buy some more, but I prefer to not waste my last money on water, you know? It's free in this country. All the tap water's clean. Milk with tea. Let's go. That hits the spot. I just met some French girls to talk to. They were pretty nice. I offered them some tea, but they weren't interested. I even offered them to roll a cigarette for them because they're French, you know, all French people smoke, but nah. I get it, you know. You don't want to consume something that you're getting from some stranger, you know, some man. Oh no. But no, they were nice. I'm just trying to get through this. So much food. This eating disorder, man. It's just I don't get hungry and I just get full from nothing. Like a sip of water, full. Don't want anything. My God, I have a bad habit of covering the microphone. I just talked to some French girls. They were pretty nice. They were the ones who just left on the bikes. I offered them some tea. They didn't want it. I offered them some cigarettes too because, you know, all French people smoke. But I get it. People nowadays, they don't want to really accept consumables from some strange guy, you know, some man. So it's perfectly fine, you know. It's the thought that counts. But yeah, I flexed the little bit of French that I had and wished them a bon voyage. And yeah, I'm just trying to get through this food. There's so much. This eating disorder is not doing me any favors. I don't get hungry and I just get full. from basically nothing. Sip of water, full, don't need food. Well, at least that's what my body tells me. So I kind of gotta force it down. But it's a pretty good spot to be doing it. I mean, look at my view. Let me just give you a bit of history about this place, why not? So basically, this is where we are right now. This is Slusen, or Slusehutten, I believe. It says the sluice was constructed in it's in Danish as well, but it was constructed in 1901 to 03 to slow the water current in the harbor and make it easier for sailing ships and motor vessels with limited torque to navigate past the northern bridges. The large land area to the west and the east of the sluice were reclaimed by landfill. The yellow building, designed by Wilhelm Dahlerup, originally housed the sluice operators. As merchant vessels became larger, the importance of the sluice diminished, but it was still used in the 1970s by small ships seeking to avoid sailing around Amager. The bridge south of the sluice, Sjællandsbroen, from 1959, can no longer be opened since the railway crossing in 1998 was designed as a fixed structure that only allows the passage of vessels of a height up to 3 meters. Today, commercial shipping in Copenhagen is limited to Nordhavn and Prøvestenen. And this right here is the sluice itself. Over there's a part that can get raised or lowered. And then there's this part right here. There's also this whole area over there. I've seen it raised, I've seen it lowered. You can even see there's a boat over there in the distance. Yeah, see that? How would that get in here? Like, it can't, so this has to open. Check it out, I missed something. There's even a nice little map here of basically like the center of Copenhagen, which is where I find myself spending the most time. And so we're right here right now, and usually where I am camping is gonna be in here in Amagerfjellet. All this gray area and all the blue stuff, the dark blue stuff is buildings and infrastructure. I'm not sure about the light blue stuff though. But this is just talking about how there's this harbor circle. This thing is just a walking or a bicycle path, and it has different lengths. But it's very good to be able to see this area of Amagerfjellet here. I didn't actually know about this water over here. I knew that there was gonna be water down here, but I didn't know about this. So I'm gonna have to see if I can find this. Maybe I'll be able to take a bath over there, because this water is just not it. Guys, sorry if I don't record absolutely everything, like my interaction with those French girls, or me going down here to clean the pot and the spoon and stuff. I just rinsed it off there. I don't have any soap right now, so I mean, it's fine. It's just ocean water. You know, I'm gonna be heating up the pots and all that either way. I figured it would be better than leaving it crusted up with like honey milk residue, right? Yeah, I definitely gotta get me some soap and stuff. This is not a long-term solution. I just don't want to be lugging around a bunch of soap and sugar and oil and stuff like that. I got these small little containers. I just gotta, you know, visit someone who lives in a regular life with an apartment and shit, and you know, just get a little bit from my little refill bottles. I didn't really want to bathe in the ocean water, so I went back into Amagerfjellet. I went to this new path I haven't been on before, and yeah, let's see where it takes us. Good news and bad news. Good news is I found the water. Bad news, it looks like that. It's all murky and brown. Not conducive to bathing. I guess I'll either have to return to the ocean tomorrow or find some other solution, because I'm developing a musk. I can't quite sense it yet, but I'm self-aware to know that it's accruing. I have to get all the gunk off me somehow. But that's a problem for tomorrow. Gordon's a Gordon. That's the hill from yesterday. I came from the opposite direction. I haven't traveled this path before, but well, I'm sure I probably have. I don't remember though. Going this way now. Nettles. How very Danish. Nettles all over the place. I remember when I was a kid, my little sister tumbled down a hill in the forest while we were playing, and she landed in a giant bush of like meter tall nettles, fully developed. Oh my god, must have been brutal. But yeah, I'm looking to, I don't know if I have to follow this path. I don't quite remember, but I know there's a willow tree out here. Me and my ex, we lived under it for, must have been at least like 2 or 3 weeks. It was actually one of my favorite spots in Amagerfjell. We also lived on a beach once for a month or more. That was great too. I'll eventually go there. It's Brøndby Strand or Brøndby Beach, or I guess Brøndby would be directly translated into well town or well city, you know, as in a well that you take water from. I like these paths, so there's a few places back here. I remember we slept in a pretty bad spot back here, and then one of the next days we went a little further, and that's when we found the willow. And of course it was one of them weeping willows that, or that's what I think they're called, the ones that produce all the fluff, all that fluff in the air. So we had that in our hair, on our clothes, everywhere. But it was totally worth it. I think we're getting close. I think I may have to traverse this stuff. Yeah, let's try. I don't think it's that much further. Oh, and we got a little fireplace. You know what? Fuck it, let's just camp here, right? Make a fire tonight. I mean, I could make a fire anywhere. I'm not really one to follow the law necessarily. I mean, camping in and of itself is illegal. But I guess it looks better if any authorities come by that you're using a preordained fireplace. Let me just put my stuff down here, see if I can find the willow. If I find it, I might migrate over there. Let's see. Let's see here. This path is definitely familiar. And even the fireplace, I'm pretty sure I've been there. And even these paths, I can see where they used to be. Someone was definitely camping here. You can see how it's all flattened. And also a much better spot than the one that I picked over there, when it comes to privacy at the least. Let's see in here. I see a tree over here. Nah, it's all overgrown, nettles and stuff. Yeah, I don't really think I can get to the willow from here. Fuck it. Maybe we make a fire tonight. I mean, I'm already pretty smelly. It's not like it's gonna get worse. Hell, the smoke may even disguise my own personal musk a bit. So, I guess it's settled then. I'm getting B-roll tonight. A fireplace. I mean, there is a walking path here, so there may be people who come by during the night. I severely doubt it. Only other person I met out in this area was some dude on heroin. About that direction, like 100 meters or so. But yeah, no one really comes out here. It's just homeless people and I guess a handful of drug addicts. But those guys typically stick to themselves. Like, they understand that people who come out here don't have shit. So I should be good. Here's a trick with the poop chair. if you just take a little bit of like plants with some leaves and you put it back here at the business end, let's say this is the front end and this is the business end, it's a pretty good idea to cover that piece of metal up just in case, you know, you don't want to clean that manually. Yeah, business time. There's an absolute fuck ton of mosquitoes here. I think a fire is actually gonna be good. Even though there's a walking path right over there, we're getting around to the time where people aren't gonna be here anymore. I hear a few runners. It's like 20 meters that way. But yeah, I'm just gonna set up camp, start the fire, start editing. I'm so fucking sad and such an idiot. I was using these with the bicycle and look, oh my fucking god, man. Irreplaceable heirloom pants. I hate myself for wearing these. Why did I bring these? This is survival. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Like, I'm not gonna be using them anymore. I don't want to destroy them further. Ah, shit. I'm just carrying too much shit. Like, I need to get rid of those pants. Just look at my hips, man. Ah, sore. Yeah, switching out, getting a new t-shirt on too. I need a cigarette, man. I'm really sad about those pants. Like, if I ever make it big, I'm gonna have those professionally repaired. I don't care how much it costs. And I'm also gonna have replicas made in the same type of fabric. Yeah. Put them in the bottom of the backpack. I'm happy I brought this much clothes. I think I'll need it. I don't think I'm gonna get enough money to wash it anytime soon. I have to lie like this every night. I used to also have to do that in my queen size or king size bed, whatever it was. It's a bit of annoying. It's a bit annoying, a little bit of a hassle. But hey, I was not gonna get a bigger, heavier tent, so I guess this is where it is. I just like moving all the things inside of the tent immediately when I set up camp. That way you won't lose anything when it gets dark. Oh wow, look at that. You see it? It looked a lot closer in real life than it did on the video. It was like a couple 100 feet up there. Let's get the tent in the shot too. Yeah, let me just move the rest of the things in there. Alright. The extra water. It only costs 5 krona, but it actually costs 8 because you have to pay for the pant. And then you get the pant back. But I don't know, I think I just threw out the empty bottle just by instinct because I haven't been in Denmark for the past 5 years, so I just threw away 3 krona. Stupid, you know? Oh, it's not that 3 krona means a whole lot these days, but oh, my hair still smells great. Let's go. I don't need to shampoo anytime soon because I'm always wearing this whenever I'm using the backpack so my hair doesn't get caught in between myself and the backpack and yanked and pulled. Because you know I am getting older. This hair is not regrowing as fast as it used to, so I actually have to be a little careful if I want to keep presenting myself as being youthful, right? I think it's time for a cigarette now. Yep, and look what I got. I think I'm gonna have this one now. Honestly, I was saving it for later, like after I was done editing. This right here, it's Fanta Exotic. I think it's exclusive to Denmark because the few times I was able to find it in either Spain, Holland, or Portugal, it always said made in Denmark on it, so it had been imported from here. Yeah, this is some good fucking shit, man. Yeah. Hey, look, we got a buddy. Hey, buddy. I'm sure you don't want any. Right? Nah, you're good. He's just surrounded by food. Well, I'm probably predators as well. I had such a good angle before. Cheers. Oh yeah, that's another trick. Tap it a few times, especially on top. And then no matter how much you shook it, let me just demonstrate. I shook it, tap a few times on the side, tap a few times on the top, and there you go. You see that? It's a pretty good trick. I'm sure it works for alcohol too. I just wouldn't know. The plane is back. This place is beautiful. I'm just kind of grieving the realization that those pants are not conducive to survival. You can't be having all kinds of like straps and shit that's gonna fall off, you know, or get caught and stuff. Yeah, that was a mistake on my behalf. I just figured, you know, basically if I were to leave anything behind, I couldn't be sure if I would ever see it again, so I just brought the most important things with me. Those pants, you have to consider this. You know, when I was a little kid, I saw my mom wearing those, and I thought they were the coolest thing that she had. I wasn't into all her feminine clothes, but this I could get down with. Military camo, the straps, the baggy. Yeah, it's just right down my alley, but we gotta be realistic out here. It's just sentimental to keep wearing it and to keep lugging it around. It's not practical. Yeah, we still got the milk. I gotta use that today. So I guess we're drinking tea later. I got plenty of water. I have a little more than 2 liters right now. I had to buy a second one simply because I don't really know of any faucets out here. I mean, I know there's one in Amafil, but I don't really know of any other faucets. And my pizza man, you know, he went on holiday. I was lucky that I caught him. It was the final day he was open before he left for 3 weeks. But yeah, when he finally comes back, I can always go over there and get, you know, my little containers filled with oil and soap and stuff like that. And I'll be able to refill water for free. Of course, really, you want to be saving this money in the beginning when you're completely broke, right? But I don't really have an option. I just gotta wait. Or just find other faucets, I guess. But I also just don't like that part of town, you know? It's a part of town that I used to live in before I left, and yeah, there's just a bunch of people I don't like in that part of town that I don't really want to meet, and so yeah, I just kind of stay on the outskirts, right? I'm not back here to rekindle some kind of relationship or to step into a role from the past. The past. I'm here to start something new, and I don't really want old people from my old life to be a part of that. I mean, with the exception of maybe a childhood friend where I can keep some stuff and go hang out with them once in a while. I think I forgot my Jeep lighter inside those other pants. Oh, I got the clipper in here. You always need multiple sources of fire. And honestly, just staying with lighters, I don't think that's a good idea. Or rather, I also have a Zippo. Here, let me show you my lighters that I got. You've already seen the Jeep lighter. Let me show you what I got. So right now, we got these 3 lighters. One of them, fire. It's pressurized. The other one is a Zippo. I wanted to get that in the first try. Guess it's oversaturated. There we go. I know the trick. Come on now. It's oversaturated. There's too much fuel in it right now. But yeah, got that one. And then another lighter. But this one I was given by my little brother. It's got plasma. I don't know if you can see that. So this one is rechargeable. And that's basically what you want. You want multiple different ways to light a fire. Because who knows, man? Like, let's say something happens to your pressurized lighters because of some environmental circumstance, like maybe it's too hot and they all blow up on the same day. Of course, that's never gonna happen in Denmark, but you know, you'd be shit out of luck if you only brought, you know, pressurized lighters out in the Sahara, right? Because it's probably too hot for them and they start leaking and stuff. And probably the same for this one. It's probably so hot it will start leaking as well, or like evaporating the gas. So bringing something electric or even alternative ways of making fire is just so hugely important. And of course, water. You always need clean water. Well, you can also go for water filters, but that's extra weight that I feel like I don't really need to be carrying considering where I'm doing this. Had I been out in the countryside, of course I'd wanna bring water filters. And honestly, if I had some right now, it would have afforded me a lot more flexibility and I could have saved the money for this and just went to the murky, disgusting water and filtered that, you know? So it does make life a lot easier. Sadly, I'm broke as shit, nigga. I'm broke. Ah, Fanta Exotic, cheers. I hope you like this format that is developing on its own, where initially it's kind of like a little more highly edited, like an intro that's highly edited, and then the first, I don't know, like 10-15 minutes of the video is gonna be edited, but to a lesser extent, just showing me starting up the day, packing things down, waking up, you know, going out, doing things, coming back, setting up the tent, and then the rest of the video from the time that I set up camp is basically just gonna be me either cooking, but yeah, I only got rolled oats right now and lukewarm milk. I'll just wait with eating for tomorrow. Like if I get hungry, I can always satiate the hunger with some tea with a lot of honey in there because honey is very calorically dense. Of course, you can't just live off of sugar. You know, I can't live off of honey and Fanta Exotic. That's why it's very important to get the fiber that exists in rolled oats. Rolled oats are just great. I will say this: don't get the coarse rolled oats that I did. I misremembered something. They're not as good as the finely flattened oats or the finely rolled oats. We call it havregryn, and we call it finvalset or grovvalset, depending on if it's fine or not. But yeah, that's basically gonna be like my main source of nutrition because that bag right there, it cost, what was it, 11 krona or something like that, and there's 3,600 calories in there, buddy. 3,600. That's like almost 2 days worth if you add another 400 calories. And this thing right here, because I took the sweet milk as they call it instead of the light milk, this one has 640 calories rather than 400 something for the lighter one. And so that's another 200 calories, you know? It's great. So today I've had like 250 calories in the beginning, then about, I don't know, like 250 grams of rolled oats. That's about 1,000. And then I'm gonna go through all this milk today. That's another 600. And then this Fanta Exotic on top of it is another almost 200. So yeah, I've basically hit my caloric goal of 2,000 calories just to sustain my already pretty low weight. I'm 6'5", you know, damn near 2 meters, and I weigh 68 kilos, or rather, I did before I left. Well, that was clothed, and before going to the bathroom or anything, you know. So I probably weigh less than that, probably like 66, 67, which is severely underweight according to BMI. And of course, BMI doesn't matter unless you're like if you're some kind of an athlete or performer. But if you're just a normal, regular person who's either too skinny or too fat, I'd say it's pretty good. It's a pretty good indicator. I mean, ultimately, I want to gain weight in the long run, but right now, I think I got bigger priorities, right? Maybe it's time to start a fire. I have to admit, guys, being back in Denmark again and being in the sad situation of not having started out with enough money, it kind of has me second guessing a little bit sometimes. You know, I'm not gonna cap to you guys and say, oh, everything is great. Look at me, I'm building a tent, and oh, everything is perfect and wonderful. You know, like some influencer, YouTuber, grifter, you know. I'll tell you the real shit. I'll show you how I failed starting the fire using fucking spirit. Oh my god. And then how I, you know, actually did it with a lighter. Fucking hell. I'll show you all the failure. Um, I'm not trying to sell you guys some fantasy, you know? I'm trying to show you what the real life is like outside of the system. And of course, that's a little like I'm not completely out of the system. I just went to apply for to get some welfare, or you know, I don't want welfare honestly. What I'm gonna do is I've already applied for the welfare now, so that process is already started. And next thing I'm gonna do is start applying for different educations, so maybe I can get into some kind of an education rather than having to actually go to the fucking welfare shit and do free labor every day. I would much rather just, you know, educate myself. Even if I don't finish the education, I could learn something that could benefit me out here, you know? Like the woman I talked to recommended maybe becoming a chef, you know, maybe starting some kind of cooking education of sorts, or maybe because of my past of working as a night porter in a hotel, she mentioned that I could go to the hotel school or whatever it's called. Um, Honestly, I mean, I'll just apply for a shit ton of educations because I'd much rather that than welfare. Uh, but really, what I'm gonna do in these next few weeks is I'm gonna try and get the official documents in order. I need to apply for some kind of thing in order to be able to do delivery driving for one of these companies. So I'll just try and do that, apply for the job, wait for the response, which will hopefully be positive. So all this welfare education talk is just backup, okay? Like, don't worry about it, guys. I don't want to be a part of the system, but I also don't want to do crime or starve, you know? We can't always get things perfect. We can't always get the perfect start, you know? I've been holding myself away from beginning this adventure because I didn't have all the right camping equipment, I didn't have enough money saved up, and honestly, if I had left then, when I had more money, I could have just bought better camping equipment and done it. But I ended up wasting it on other shit, you know? So really, like if you have the bare essentials, or if you have a backpack and some clothes, and you don't even need a trangia. Like, we didn't have a trangia for like the first 4 months or so of living outdoors, me and my ex. Like, we would cook on a campfire every single day, dude. I was the fire tender. I had to keep that shit going, and I had developed all kinds of tricks to keep the embers going for the next day, so it was easier. Yeah. So things aren't perfect, you know? The fact that I have a Trangia system right now with all kinds of additions like the plates and stuff, I'm so endlessly happy for this. This is a great investment. And I wasn't even the one who bought it, man. It was her. Ah, the heat is nice. I'm gonna get a few extra branches here. Keep this rolling. There we go. That should give us a little more time to talk. All the mosquitoes went away after I started the fire, so that's something. Listen, guys, I'm not telling you to just start right now with what you have. But most people are working a normal job. Most people have some kind of an income that's gonna get paid out in a few weeks. And if I was in your position right now, I had an apartment with all this shit, I'd just cancel all of it, sell everything at a way reduced price, and then take my final paycheck, buy even better equipment than I have, and have even more money than I have, and just start. Anyone who has an apartment, who has furniture and TVs and computers and fridges and stuff, sell that shit at like a bargain, and you're gonna be fucking rich. You're gonna have a couple thousand, and of course you're gonna have way more expenses than me, because I'm getting pretty close to the well, maybe not the end game of minimalism, but I think I'm doing pretty good with minimalism. I mean, just look at what I've spent today. Yeah, I didn't spend that much today, and honestly, before I get my bank account fixed, I can't even apply for a gym membership. So tomorrow, and I also have to get the bank account for like other reasons, like um, either applying for studying or applying for, like, when I eventually either get paid out for studying or welfare, I would need an account. So tomorrow I have to go to the debt court place, and beyond that, I just have to go to talk to the bank, see if my account still works, and if it doesn't, I'll have to go to another bank and open one. I'm already on bad terms with two banks in Denmark because, I just opened an account and then no income really flowed in. It was just like a couple people sending me a few hundred krona and then me withdrawing them, not really the kind of user banks are looking for. They would like to be the ones to use you. So yeah, tomorrow I just gotta take care of the debt thingy, tell them I'm still broke, and then the police will not bother me. Get the bank account, and yeah, I mean, once I have the bank account, I could technically get a job right then and there. And the sweet lady, she was sweet. She was not like a government robot or anything like that. She was definitely an individual, and I appreciated her. She had some very good advice, like thinking about doing an education rather than the welfare. Just, it pays out more. It's easier to get. You get the money quicker. So she definitely has a point there, even if I don't want to finish the education. Once the fire and the embers are going, you can just plop it on top. It's gonna be a little smoky in the beginning, but that's kind of what we're going for with the insects. I don't know when I'll start uploading these videos, because I would very much like the ability to stay in one spot for multiple days. But if I'm uploading a video every day and there's no delay in when I upload the video, like if I just upload this video the next day, then people would know. Of course, in the beginning, no one's gonna know about the channel, but eventually people would know, oh, he camped there yesterday, so that means that there's a high likelihood that he's gonna be in this area and camp. Like, I just don't want people to be able to track me down that easily. And about the bicycles, guys, I don't know if this is just coping, but in Denmark there is this culture, an almost unspoken rule. Well, it's not even unspoken, honestly. I've heard plenty of people mention this rule, so to say. And it's just, if you go to a train station or an S train station, S trains are just like inner city trains, whereas regular trains, they travel further, but they also pass through Copenhagen. But yeah, anywhere close to a train station or an S train station, you can always find like hundreds of bikes parked, and without exception, there's always going to be at least between 1 and 3 unlocked bikes. And you can typically tell by the state of these bikes that they don't have an owner that's taking care of them, you know? Like if I see an unlocked bike that is pristine condition, I don't take it, you know? That's just someone who forgot to lock their bike. But these pieces of crap, it's city property at this point, you know? Communal bikes is what I call them. But in any case, of course, in the past, I wasn't as good with this. I wasn't as altruistic. I only really cared for right here and right now. And so I wasn't as good at returning them in a timely fashion and to the same place that I got it. But that's something that I want to do here, so that even if someone actually owns that bike, at the very least, by me putting it back there, there's a chance that they're going to be the one who finds it. But I doubt it. I very much doubt it. Of course, I kind of missed the other bike already, but hey, I returned it where I found it within 24 hours, and I'm gonna return this one as well yesterday. It sucks, you know? I need something better. I mean, can it even be considered stealing? I mean, I guess it's not my property, but it is abandoned property that... I mean, this bicycle, I saw it yesterday. It was just there. Um, of course, that one hadn't been taken, but in the time that I parked my bicycle, the black one from yesterday, and went in to buy something, and I came out, someone had taken it, and so I just took this one. I mean, eventually, when I get the money, I'll just buy one outright. I really don't want any issues. I don't actually want to break the law, you know? I don't want to do crime. It's more a matter of necessity, because this backpack is like 20 kilos, guys. Like, my shoulders are hurting. My hips are hurting now as well, too, because I carried more on my hips today than on my shoulders. Thank God for the strap system. If I'd went with the other backpack, dude, I would have been toast already. Thank God I got a better one. I really gotta remember that you can actually make money off of picking these up. That may be a way to get a little bit of money if I'm completely fucked and I don't get any welfare anytime soon, no money from studying anytime soon, I can't find a job anytime soon. I mean, at that point, I would much rather pick these than attempt panhandling again. That did not pan out. Not one bit. I think we made like 30 krona or something in the span of like 5 or 6 hours, and it's just humiliating, you know, especially when you're in your late teens, early 20s. It's like, you really don't want to be panhandling in the middle of a busy train station, you know? I'm running out of power as well. My power bank is basically empty, and now I got my JBL speaker that has half of the charge. So maybe if I'm lucky, I'll be able to finish editing and rendering tonight. The video should be easier to make than yesterday's video. I really wanted to get the intro right and everything, so I spent a lot of time on that. But basically what I'm gonna do is just make a shorter intro that is a little more to the point from now on. Just kind of have the same type of bland intro. Well, not bland, you gotta get that retention in the first minute on YouTube. But I have to come to terms with the fact that Scandinavia is just not what it used to be. The welfare system, it was never meant for my generation. We're at the tail end of living in a welfare system, and it's only there because there's still old people that need it. Once those old people croak, they're gonna fucking rein everything the fuck in. Why should millennials get anything, right? But it's fine. I mean, honestly, they can just keep doing that. They're just gonna keep creating more people like me. It's gonna eventually become the undoing of society. So just keep going, keep removing all the social initiatives, keep making it easier to be a millionaire and more difficult to be anyone else, and see what happens. It's already happening. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna mark my words here. I'm gonna make thousands of people quit on the system, okay? I'm not stopping. I may never live in another place again. It would take a woman who loves me and keeps loving me and is willing to provide me with a family. But I don't know. I'm just too hesitant, too defensive about women to even entertain that. But I will say, that's what I was saying when I was living in Portugal, looking at the women here. Whew, I'm completely, I have to remind myself about my principles, But at least now I see women where I have a reason to go out of my way to compliment them. Not to gain anything from it, but just because, if you look that good, someone's gotta tell you, right? And it's been a long time since I got a compliment that wasn't from my mother or a girlfriend, And I only ever get those compliments when I have a girlfriend and is kind of used to try and make me cheat. Kind of disingenuous. Does it even really count then? Maybe. Well, I think this video is long enough. You guys done listening to me? Maybe there'll be a few extra clips of me just in the tent editing, it getting dark. Yeah, I think it's editing time. Maybe I'll even watch a YouTube video first. I haven't actually consumed any media or anything. I just talked to the boys on Discord, and yeah, that's about it. But I think I'm gonna start making a pretty good ritual where towards the evening for me, it's kind of midday for the guys in America. And so whenever I erect camp and I go into edit, the guys will typically be ready to hang out and voice, and it's nice. I love it. I can get used to this. I'm just sitting in the tent. It's dark outside now, and this is very important. Do as I say, not as I do. Do not ever light any kind of fire source inside of your tent. If anything goes wrong right now, I'm wearing a sleeping bag. This nylon is gonna melt and adhere to my skin forever, and this whole tent is gonna bust into flames, and all of me is gonna get covered in it. So please, for the love of everything that is good, do not do as I do. but I just want some tea. And if I open this tent, all the mosquitoes get in. I just killed like 40. Yeah, I guess this is good night, guys. I'm running low on power. I got power saving mode on. My JBL speaker, I've completely drained it to edit this video, and that's all I've been doing since the recent clip of the fire just before here. And now for this one, I got 6% left. Okay, 6%. I gotta save those for tomorrow morning in case my phone runs out at night or whatever. I just need a bit of juice so I can call some government shit and get stuff done. But yeah, I guess this is good night. Day 2. I did not expect the video to get this long, but I guess that's just gonna happen if I record 40 minutes of speaking out my ass at the end. But I don't really care if people watch it all the way through. I mean, if you just enjoy the beginning part of the videos, that's perfectly fine with me. Other people probably prefer the end, right? So I think it's all good. Good night, guys.